Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Wow, what a start.
Yeah, that's my low light today.
What's going on? I feel like you're kind of a messy mess.
I am a mess. Yes, it was a I'm a mess. I'm not feeling great. And then I don't know. I hate half-assed shit. You know when somebody does everything half-assed?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
You're annoyed.
That's my low light. People in the world that do things half-assed.
Well, we're gonna turn that frown upside down today.
Okay.
Wait, are you feeling like sick? Like unwell sick?
Yeah, a little bit, but no, I feel better today because now I finally got a lot of sleep and took a lot of vitamin C and kind of did everything to prevent
Get yourself back up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so we know your low light, you hate half-passing shit. What's your highlight? We haven't also, guys, welcome back. We missed a week. You can hear it from my voice. I have been sick truly for like 3 weeks. It's insane.
Yeah.
I got COVID, and then right after that I got strep, and then now I just have sort of no voice, and I'm still congested and coughing, and I feel like this is my life now. Like this is forever who I am.
Not forever, but you're going to be sick a lot. Once you have a baby, you get sick a lot. And when they get to preschool, forget it. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's wild. And I'm also just like one of those people that was like, I never get sick. And now it's just like, I'm just prepared for getting sick every day of my life.
You shouldn't have said that.
I know. Well, John Liam keeps like bragging about the fact that he didn't get COVID. He's never gotten COVID. And even when I got it, he didn't get it. And I'm like, you better watch out, bro. Like you're about to get hit.
Like he'll probably get COVID, but I hope for you he doesn't get COVID.
No, I can't have him get COVID.
No,
exactly. He cannot. Okay, what's your highlight from, I guess, like it doesn't have to be from this past week. It can be from the last 2 weeks now.
I have my highlight was really spending time with Lola. I can't even tell you. I don't have many. I hate saying that because I know I have a lot to be grateful for, but I'm not in a good mood. So I can't think of highlights except for Lola.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's probably what my highlight was too. So this Thanksgiving, it was Lola's first Thanksgiving, and my mom flew out with my grandmother so that Lola can meet her great grandmother, which was like such a special thing. I texted my mom the other day saying like, thank you so much for doing that, because even though we're going to Miami for Christmas, so, everybody can see her again and stuff, like that was like some real quality time that I don't think she'll ever have again, because it's just, it's difficult to travel with older people and all that stuff. So
and she's 90, so she's like, but was in heaven.
She was so excited, and it was like just such a cool thing to have like all 4 generations in one room, and it was great. That was my highlight.
Awesome. It really was.
My low light happened last weekend. I had everybody knows I got COVID, and then got over it after, like, was still testing positive, but was like feeling okay, finally tested negative, and was like, I'm done with the sickness. Like I'm renewed. Not like 24 hours later, my throat started hurting so bad, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm sick again. So I woke up that morning and I went to urgent care just to check out what it was, whatever. It ended up being strep, but the urgent care doctor was basically talking to me about RSV. And if you don't know what RSV is, it's a respiratory virus infection. It's very common, normal, but if you have a baby that's 6 months or younger, like more than likely, if your baby gets RSV, they end up in the hospital because their lungs aren't developed. They have to get on steroids, and it's like a whole thing. So this doctor is scaring the living shit out of me.
No shit.
And she's like, we're going to test you for it. You'll find out within an hour. You can go home. It'll show up like on the app, whatever. But like when you go home, maybe stay outside until
you get the results.
Right. So I'm like, whatever, just kind of stressed out. I called John Liam and tell all this stuff. I'm like, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a medicine ball. I love a medicine ball when I'm sick. So
I didn't even know what that was.
yeah, medicine ball, for those who don't know, it's a lot of different teas mixed together at Starbucks, and it's the yummiest thing in the world. When you're sick, it just like fixes you right up. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get a medicine ball. Like I'm gonna go, whatever. I have to wait to go home anyways. So I go to this drive-through Starbucks, and I'm turned like the drive-through Starbucks, there's always a line, and it's
Yeah,
like, if the line is super long, it kind of goes outside of the little drive-through area into the street. So it's a two-lane street. I'm turning left into it. So I would have to like, block
right,
cars if I turned, whatever. So
right,
I have my blinker on. I'm like letting people know, like, I'm gonna turn in here. So you're gonna have to go around me if you
right,
need to keep moving forward.
right.
There is a car behind me that was just one of those pieces of shit people who lays on the
Oh
horn.
my God, yes, I know this story now. I
It,
remember.
it wasn't just like beep, 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 beep. It was like beep the whole time. And I'm like waiting for this line to move. It's taking a minute. So I'm like, I can't get out of my car and be like, sir, I'm obviously, that I'm waiting in line here. Like it's clear what's happening. So I'm just getting more and more angry and more
And
angry.
he's
And
still leaning on the horn.
he is laying down on that fucking horn. And I'm like, I'm going to lose my shit. And again, remember, stressed out, think I'm going to like, my baby's going to be in the hospital, like just worried, whatever. I finally like am able to pull into the drive-through. And while I'm turning into the drive-through, I didn't think he was going to like go to Starbucks. I roll down my window and like flip him off. And I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Like freak out on him and then go into whatever. I see he turns around, goes into the parking lot, parks his car, gets out of his car,
Oh my
and I
God.
see him get out of his car, and I'm like, oh, it's on. I didn't care at that point. I was like, if this is how it ends, this is how it ends. I pulled out my window and I'm like, oh, you're such a man getting out of your car. You're so fucking whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. And I was like, oh, you're gonna beat my ass? Wow, you're such a big man, whatever. And he's like, my daughter's in the car and she's gonna beat your ass. And I'm like, oh, you're such a good dad teaching your
That's
daughter
classy with
violence.
a capital
I was like,
K.
yeah, teach her how to hit a woman, you piece of fucking shit. Like screaming my head off, screaming my head off. He gets back in his car. By the way, I'm on the phone with John Liam, and John Liam is screaming at me saying, Bella, stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? Because he's
I
like,
was that person a long time ago. You've seen me do it, and
oh no,
you used to scream at me, "Don't do
I
it."
would, mommy, this is so out of character for me. I would
I know.
never in a million years do this. I would never even roll down my window and like flip
I
anybody
know.
off. I was just sick and mad and scared and stressed,
Yeah,
and somebody was testing me and I failed the test. Okay.
miserably.
I went loco. But let me tell you something. I came home and I like was sitting on the porch and Jolene was just like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm great. Honestly, I placed my anger in an appropriate place.
Right,
But that
right.
was my low light because I freaked out.
Yeah.
And then obviously I got the results. I did not have RSV, just strep. So again,
No,
I had to like,
there's the danger of what you did,
of
because when I was
course.
young, like in 19 or whatever, I was like had bad road rage and I screamed at somebody, and it was in the height of the drug wars, and some Cuban marimbero, which is what they used to call them, pulled a gun on me from
Yeah.
like a big you know, dually or one of those big trucks where they went to their, ranch and took care of their pasofinos. I mean, it was just so textbook. And it was like, wow, that guy would have killed me. It would have been nothing to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just doing that,
Listen,
taunting a macho Cuban.
yeah.
Imagine worse than what.
Listen, this guy was big. He would have fucked me up, but I could have taken him. I was so angry I could have taken him. Like the adrenaline would have kicked in.
Like you would have picked up about
I
4,000 pounds,
should
2,000 per
have,
car.
if I had gotten out of my car, I think it would have been on. But
Well,
I think also when he was approaching and he saw that I was a girl and like whatever, he kind of backed down a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that's right.
oh, because he thought you were a guy.
I don't know what he thought, but
I
he didn't
remember
think
when
he
you
was
were
going
little
to
one day
meet a
getting out
spicy
of a car.
Latina.
And the guy didn't get out of his car. We were at a light and he was beeping, and I started pounding on his window.
Oh
Open the
my
fucking window.
God.
Open the window. So, yeah. So we know where you get it. I haven't done that in a good
No,
20
I will
years.
never do that
More.
again. It made me feel bad. And then I felt like, it just makes you feel kind of like a shitty person, but like, don't, don't test me.
I know, I know. But
Don't
part of
cross
growing up
me.
and part of maturing, which took me a long time to learn, was just not to give in to impulses. You
I
really
know.
count one, two, three. It's so hard.
No, it's
It's not
so
hard for
hard.
me now because now I don't care about many things anymore. Do you know what I mean? The things I
Yeah.
used to dwell on, like I only care about what matters now. Only.
As you
Specifically,
should.
like just I have learned so much what matters over the years,
Yeah.
and things, what happened to Gati is still very painful, and those are the things that matter. I don't care if I get invited to a party. I don't care if somebody beeps at me. I don't care. I don't care. I
Yeah.
care about you. I care about Kathy. I care about Lola. I care about my immediate family. I don't even care that much about my extended family. Like, not even, no. And I love my friends, but I expect from them what I give,
Yeah.
and I give a
Yeah.
lot. And when they let me down, I used to suffer. And
Yeah.
now
I used
I
to
don't
break you.
care. I don't care.
Yeah, I think, listen, John Liam says my like greatest quality is patience. I have a lot of
Yeah.
patience. So it was just like a moment in time where I just like lost it. There was a show on MTV a million years ago called The Boiling Point. And they would like, it was a hidden camera show, and they would just like test people and just like put them in scenarios, and it would get worse and worse and worse and worse until somebody was finally just like, I'm gonna freak out, whatever. And I'm like, I remember watching that show and be like, I would literally never freak out. They could push me to the end of the earth and I would still be like, it's not worth it. It's not
Yeah.
worth freaking out over.
Yeah.
So it was
Well,
just,
that's smart. That's smart. But yeah, in one of those moments, something horrible can happen. But you know what?
yeah,
It's just you're a new mom. You're dealing with a lot. Everything is stressful, and everything is
it's,
stressful for you because you take things hard and you want to do everything perfectly. And when you have a newborn and you still have that, it's impossible to do everything perfect.
yeah.
We had a situation with her this weekend
Oh
where
my God.
you plan everything for her so perfectly. The time she eats, the time she whatever, about her sleep regression, and you came to meet us at the hotel to have like a nice breakfast, and Lola was
She
just
freaked
is the
out.
biggest tantrum she's ever had. Like, she
Ever.
wouldn't
Like
eat,
I've
she wouldn't
never
sleep.
ever dealt with that.
Yeah.
And by the way, the only reason why that happened was Gothi had told me about an app that, her sister-in-law is using with their baby, who's like, a couple days younger than Lola. And it tracks the feeding and the sleeping. And I'm like, oh, great. I track everything on my notes app. So I was tracking it on this app. And instead of me knowing, like, oh, she woke up at 10, so I know she's got
You
to go back
you
down at
have your
12.
instinct. Yeah.
Right. I was relying on this app that doesn't know Lola. That app doesn't know
Right.
Lola. I
Right.
know Lola.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it was just like a lesson for me to be like, no, just do what you're doing. It's working. You don't need some bullshit app to tell you how to do anything. You're good. But that was a
But
big
she's,
freak
yeah.
out. I,
Yeah.
I almost lost it, like
And then
crying,
the
lost
rest
it.
of the day, she was so
She
great.
was great.
She was great because Lola's easy, and that's not easy because I don't live with her every day, but she's a sweet kid. She smiles at everybody. She's happy to see
She does
everybody.
smile
She's
like
just not
everybody.
in a bad mood ever. You know what I mean? She just really wants to eat. She wants to sleep, and she wants to be changed. And she's not even that picky about that one.
And she wants to just be like with everybody,
Oh,
be
she's
like, is
social.
everybody? Yeah, she's very social.
Yeah.
So yesterday we went to dinner with friends, and this was the third attempt with the nanny coming over. The second time was on my birthday where I had to leave early because it was a mess. So we were trying again. She's a little older, all this stuff. So I'm like, she came over, we left for dinner. 10 minutes later, the nanny texts me. She's like, she's up, she's crying. And I'm like, try to figure it out. I'm like, I
Right,
need you to try to
exactly.
figure
Like,
it
what
out
the hell?
because,
I would never call you. Like, for
well,
if I took
it's
care of Lola, I would never
because
call you for anything like that.
what happened was on my birthday when I checked the camera like 2 hours into being at this party and she wasn't in her crib, and I texted her and I was like, what's going on? She's like, she's been crying for 2 hours. And I was like, you need to text me when that's happening. So
Okay, yeah.
she like, knows now. But
I think no, Lola needs to cry for 2 hours sometimes.
no, listen, what ended up happening was she cried. She played with her for a little bit until she fell asleep and then was totally fine.
And
We
she
enjoyed
got
our
over it.
dinner, but it was just good. It was like a nice, you know,
Look at all the stuff you've learned.
yeah,
Kids have
got over it.
tantrums. Kids get over tantrums. Whatever. And
Whatever.
you have to, and you're a great mom, and you can't do more than you do. You do absolutely everything
I
you can do to
Yeah,
make her
and that's
happy and
it. That's
comfortable.
all I can
That's
do.
it.
Okay, let's stop talking about love. Let's get
I think you
into
could be a
some
great mommy
gossip.
blogger. think a lot of people probably are dealing with a lot of stuff like that
Probably.
and feeling guilt.
I hope that people who do have kids and like listen to this, I am no expert. I'm only 4 months into this, but I'm learning every day. And it's like when I follow people on Instagram and see what they're doing and stuff, it helps me. So I'm hopeful that like whatever I talk about is helpful for anybody who's like expecting or has a young kid or whatever. So
Exactly.
I'm your guru. Anyways, okay, let's get into some gossip.
Okay.
Biggest news.
I know. I still haven't looked at it.
No. Not
Oh.
even the Balenciaga thing. We're going to talk about that. But Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, kaputs. They're done, so.
Who predicted that?
I did too. What do you
No,
think?
you didn't. No, you didn't. Not, you
Mommy,
didn't predict it like me.
you
You
think
said
that
why?
I was like not supportive of Pete and Kim and that I was supportive of Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles?
No, I was just saying that I thought what was it that I said? That I thought Pete and Kim might end up married. Right. And then we
Psycho.
discussed how Kim, you know what I'm saying? He's like Pete was dating up and
Right.
Harry was dating
down for
yeah. And I know that that's terrible. I'm sure people, will want to cancel me for saying that, but that's just look,
No,
the way that's the way life is.
Do
your
you
popularity.
Do you think that this, I mean, like the whole thing was saying that he's going now on his like international part of his tour? No, that's not true. I think he already did that.
He
Maybe
already
his
did
South
that.
his South African, South American part of his tour, and she's going to spend more time with her kids, blah blah blah, whatever. I think that's
It's
bullshit.
bullshit.
Do you think it has to do with the "Don't worry, darling" bullshit?
Probably. He, she made such a hype about this movie that turned out being kind of like a dud because it was a dud.
Did you watch it?
No, because I read enough reviews to know that it's a dud. Listen, weren't you like, I am dying to see this movie. This is going to be amazing. And it was a dud.
I watched it a week ago and I wasn't like so excited at that point anymore because I was like, whatever. I remember when the trailer first came out, this was a year ago at this point, and Olivia Wilde was doing interviews talking about this aspect of the film that has to do with female pleasure. Like, we don't show female pleasure and female sex scenes the way that they're supposed to be. Like, it's not just like, oh, we're having sex and I'm having an orgasm and then it's over and it was amazing. Like, she was talking about, like, we need to show like female pleasure on screen in a real way, talking about all this shit. When I tell you, the scene was the stereotypical scene that you see in a movie of a sex scene. There was no like nothing nuance about it, nothing. And I was like, you harped on this part of your movie.
She oversold
and it was nothing. It was nothing. I was shocked by that. And it also, listen, the twist at the end was great, whatever. The only good part of that movie was Florence Pugh. She's great in it. But I didn't buy Harry Styles.
No.
He was
hot.
I
didn't see his new movie, Policeman, whatever. I haven't seen that. Just not interested.
I would be into that though. I think that's a better movie. It's supposed to be a much better movie.
I've kind of lost my fandom for Harry Styles.
Because he gave me COVID.
He gave you COVID. He gave us a shitty concert. And
that's his only shitty concert.
Yeah. And the only shitty and then all I see is stuff on Instagram about him giving awesome concerts, wearing awesome outfits. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, Harry Styles.
He didn't give us body. He didn't give us voice.
No. And we gave you money and we gave you our hope and dreams.
How dare you?
You shattered them.
How dare you?
So yeah, I don't care about Harry Styles anymore.
Well, just ripping off of this. So Olivia Wilde, Harry Styles break up. Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker break up. You know that Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles used to date when they were like babies, but still, Kendall went to a Harry Styles concert and like, he said, he sang the song, "Baby, you were the love of my life,"
which we thought he was singing to us.
But then he like finished the song, or like in the middle of the song, he points at Kendall and says, "I love you," and just like blows her a kiss. And then they like, a fan like videotaped this thing or whatever. And then like she was with a friend and the friend was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But I'm like, can you imagine Kendall and Harry back together?
I would love that.
I would love that too. I think that would be great.
I love her.
She's great. Can't cut a cucumber, but she's great. Okay. And then just one more relationships thing, Emrata and Pete Davidson hooking up. They were
I know, and
spotted.
Kim is so upset about it.
She's upset about it.
She's
She posted
doubling up
some
on the
like,
semi-glutide.
oh my God. It's fucked up, guys. That's
Yes,
fucked
it's
up.
so fucked up.
Did you see
And
her
then wait,
post, her birthday post where she was wearing that outfit?
yeah,
Oh my God, insane. But yeah, so Emrata and Pete Davidson, which by the way, I fully support that relationship. And not only that, I think that can go the distance. That's what I think.
I don't even really know who she is.
Because
You mean
they,
Radikowski, whatever her name
Emily
is?
Ratajkowski, who's, I think she's my age, she's like 31, and I think he's 28 or 29. I think they
He
have
does need
probably,
somebody older, but not
but not
as old as.
exactly.
Yeah,
And she has a kid already. She's like, I don't know. I think I could see that, maybe not like marriage, but I think I could see it a 2 year relationship happening.
I'm shipping
Did
Kendall.
you just say I'm shipping?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Why? No, do
Well,
you
I
use that
just
anymore?
think that's funny. Also, did you see my shirt?
Yo hago lo que me da la gana. Well, that is truer words have never been written on a t-shirt.
um, yeah, so whatever. They were spotted apparently in Brooklyn holding hands. And Pete was like all over her. And then recently there was like a video of her, like, I guess going to his apartment or something, and they captured the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm into it. I love it.
I'm into it too. I feel bad for Kim because I think she was really in love with him. Like I
Was
think she
she?
was.
I think
I
she's
think
just
so.
butthurt that somebody younger is
Well,
like
yeah.
swooped in because
No, she was
I
really
think she
into
broke
him.
up with, but she broke up
No,
with him.
no, she did not. He
You think
broke
he
up
broke
with
up
her.
with her?
He broke up with her because who would not break up with her with all the Kanye craziness and whatever? And Kanye is so he's just completely nuts. And at some
Unhinged.
point he could make a threat on he doesn't need that. He
No,
doesn't
it's
need that.
true.
He could have a very peaceful life. So I do think he broke up with her, and I think she's very sad, but it goes to show that Pete Davidson's still a child with a 9-inch penis who really wants to go around and just tell everybody, hey, look at me, I got a 9-inch penis. And apparently women are responding to that. And good for him and good for the women who want to respond to the 9-inch penis. Like, I don't really care. I just think that he needs to be responsible with his penis.
Okay.
Yeah, he needs to be responsible with it because he's just throwing it around everywhere. It's like,
Yeah, because
I
there's
mean, it's
so
what
many
you
men
do
who
when you're
are
28.
responsible with their penises.
I know.
Why can't he be like all the other men who are responsible with their penises?
Well, because God, and he actually said the other day that it was 9 inches. This is how I know. This is he finally just said it.
Oh yeah, because then we believe all the guys who say that their
You know,
dicks are this size,
with
and we
him,
also believe them when they say I'm 6'2". It's like, no, you're
no,
5'9".
no, I know, but no, that's the Cuban men that say they're 6 feet and they're 5'10". Every Cuban man tells you they're 6 feet, they are 5'10".
I was listening to an interview. Do you know who Z-Way is?
No.
She's like a comedian. She has a show on Showtime called Z-Way, and it's very similar to like Zach Galifianakis. I said that
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Whatever. Between Two Ferns interview.
Yeah.
Julia Fox was one of the interviewees. Interviewees?
She was with Drake too.
Julia Fox?
Yeah.
No, with Kanye.
Kanye and Drake, both.
Oh,
She dated both.
I'm not surprised. But she was talking about, just this is in regards to men with penises. And she's like, if men get to have penises, then women get to have guns, because that's how you make it an even
Even.
playing field. And I
Right,
was like,
right.
you know what? That's not
Well, I
wrong.
mean, what do you think that men used their penises as a weapon?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
I
of mass
honestly think that if,
destruction.
as a woman, you succumb to something like that, A, you either want to, and good for you. And B, if you don't want to, stay away from the 9-inch penis. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know that that's your weakness, stay away from
Easier said than done.
it.
Um, whatever. I love Pete. I don't know what it is
I
about
love
that
him too.
guy.
Oh, I
I'm
love him
like
too.
really into him. I'm
He's
into the
at my,
vibe. I'm
listen,
happy when he gets another hot lady on his arm. I'm like,
me
good for
too.
you,
I'm
Pete.
rooting for him. I'm rooting for
We're rooting for you.
he's definitely a guest in my ideal dinner table. You don't have your ideal dinner table people alive or dead.
Well, how many
6 to 8
people?
people, 6 to 8.
Oh God.
Mine has changed over the years, and it's really
I
funny
think
people that don't.
ours are probably similar, but
You
mine is
think so?
just a table full of men.
No, well, I have really weird, like, no, because I have Ruth Bader Ginsburg because I
Okay,
feel like she can hang,
for
you know?
sure.
And
But I'm
then,
like, I would try to like make sure that by the end of the night somebody fell in love with me. You know?
oh, yeah, I don't know that that's my motivation. I just want to have really interesting conversations and ask questions. I want um I want Vince Vaughn
Oh, I
randomly.
want Vince Vaughn too.
I want Vince Vaughn, like he's always been part of my ideal dinner table. I think I would want Pete Davidson, you
I
know,
think Pete and
for
Vince would
sure.
get along great
Yeah.
too.
Um, and it varies a lot. Like I would, for people from history, I would want Abraham Lincoln. I
Oh,
know, but I think that I would want Truman Capote, because he's so fucked up and his stories are so interesting. And then I would
pretend
want,
like I know who that is.
huh?
I'm gonna pretend like I know who Truman Capote is.
Truman Capote in Cold Blood. He was a famous author, and he's the one that your sister and I love all the stories of the swans. Like CZ Guest was one of his
Right.
swans, the swans of Fifth Avenue.
Yeah,
Annie's,
yeah. You guys
I guess,
love.
probably great grandmother. And anyway, so he would be in there just because he would provide entertainment, and then I don't know. I keep switching it up.
Okay, let me
Um,
think of mine. Let me think of mine. I think I want Vince Vaughn.
yeah, Vince Vaughn. I think he should be in everybody's.
I think I want Ryan Reynolds. That's for love. I want Casey Musgraves. She's my favorite.
She has nothing to contribute in this
You
world. Like, what wise
what?
things could she say? Like, I want Oprah. You know what I mean? And I know
Okay,
that
but
that's
you're
cliche.
basic. Yeah.
No, well, that sounds basic, but no, because
I want people that I like. I like Casey Musgraves.
well,
Sue
I
me.
mean, I didn't love Oprah. I just think that she is such a force. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what she's
But
done,
it's
and she
like
came from
wanting
nothing.
Beyonce. It's like, yeah, obviously you'd want
No, I don't.
Beyonce.
I don't want Beyonce.
Okay.
I wouldn't want Beyonce. I just
You
think that
want
Oprah is
Lizzo.
wise.
You definitely want Lizzo at your table.
No, I don't want Lizzo. I want people who are wise, people who've gotten it, or people who
I
have
want
just provide
Adele.
great humor. Adele is just going to be so
Adele.
depressing. She's going to be
I want
depressing.
I want Benito Skinner. And hmm, I want Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. That's who I want.
Oh no, I want a Blake Shelton.
Oh, Blake Shelton's good.
Yeah, Blake Shelton, Vince Vaughn, Ruth Ginsburg, Freddie Mercury, and I
I
want
think I want
now
Will
Pete
Ferrell.
Davidson. Will Ferrell would be
Will
good,
Ferrell would
but I
be
mean, I
great.
have it. Mine is a table of 8. I don't want more than that.
Yeah. And
Um,
then I want John Liam there
you want John Liam there? Well,
because I
that's
think
good.
he would be contribute.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, let's keep it moving.
Oh my God! You know who I wanted my ideal dinner table?
Who?
Jason Wolf.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
No, 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 no,
Absolutely.
no.
Yes. Can you imagine him and Vince Vaughn? They
I
with and Ruth Ginsburg. I mean, he would be great with
love
everybody.
that
He
you
would have.
dropped the baiter. Um, okay, let's talk about Balenciaga.
Okay, I don't know too much of the details of it. I know that there's
Oh,
some
God,
promoting child pornography or
it's
something.
pretty disturbing. Okay,
Okay.
let me just read from this thing. Basically, Balenciaga put out an ad campaign for bags and this and that, whatever. It featured kids, okay, and it featured kids, and then it was also like very Wes Anderson vibes. So it was like things just placed and like the photo was just like head on and things just placed really neatly around the kids, whatever. There was one photo of a kid holding like a BDSM like teddy bear,
What is BDSM?
like bondage,
Okay.
dominatrix type of stuff. Okay. So mm, the Objects campaign by Gabrielle Galimberti, known for his portraits of children surrounded by their possessions, features children holding teddy bears in harnesses and mesh tops. The other, by Chris Maggio, features models in the Adidas capsule. It includes a shot of a handbag with a page from a 2008 SCOTUS ruling, United States versus Williams, upholding the promotion or advertisement of child pornography as a federal crime not protected by free speech. One image of Isabel Hubbard includes a Michael Boremi's art book. His work has featured nude children and adults engaging in acts of violence, including cannibalism. So people are saying that Balenciaga is like promoting pedophilia, child abuse, pornography. It's
Cannibalism.
it's horrifying. And
I
it's like,
honestly think that you have a responsibility. Balenciaga has been around for a long time, that brand, for many, many, many years. And many years ago, and I'm talking decades, they were not that popular. They had their moment and then they died. And now
oh
they are
no, they're
having,
no, they're the biggest thing ever. They're
right,
like
they're
the
the
hottest
pinnacle.
brand.
What a responsibility you have.
It's
And then you do this?
it's unfathomable why anybody would think that that was a good idea to begin with, to even like put kids in the campaign. But the worst part of all is the lack of accountability that Balenciaga is taking. They issued
Really?
an apology. They issued a statement saying, "We're so sorry. We are going to hold the people responsible
Yeah.
for the
They're
set design."
responsible.
They just filed a $25 million lawsuit against the like
Ad
people who,
agency.
which is so wild. You're Balenciaga. You hand
Everything
select.
has to be approved.
It's
Like
fashion. It's fashion and it's art. You think that there's not one tiny thing in that campaign that they're not approving and disapproving?
everything.
What do you
Yeah.
think? They're just like hiring models, or they're like, here are the
Do whatever
bags,
you want.
here are the clothes, have a good time. We trust you. No, there's for sure a representative on set that day, in addition to the loads of approval, disapproval, redlining, whatever that happened before the campaign. This is not, things don't, as a producer, I know that things don't just like come together willy-nilly. Everything is thought through, everything. It's
You
just
know what? I think that
horrifying.
this is a great example of things that is okay to cancel. You know, sometimes we overreact and cancel everything. This is cancel the fuck out of it.
Well, here's the other part of it. There are a lot of celebrities that are associated with this brand, Kanye being one of them, before they, kind of like let him go.
Yeah.
But Bella Hadid walked in the show and they did that, the painting dress thing on her at the show. I think
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
I may be wrong about that, but whatever. Bella Hadid, Amelia Gray, like they're big name models
Well, but it's
associated
not
with
their
this brand.
fault. It's
But
not their
to
fault.
but to not speak out on it,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you
they
think
should
that
speak out
they
on it.
they should be like, of course we've seen this, and like we don't,
Right. Because they're afraid of losing whatever. They're waiting to see how, if it blows over, and their publicist probably, it's a smart move to stay quiet until, they issue a statement first or something like that. I guess if I was their PR, damage control PR, I would probably say, let's wait till, I don't know, after Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? You can, or you know what I'm saying? You can make a
Yeah,
statement at any time.
for
There's a
sure.
reasonable period, and I think they're still within it, but I think they should do it.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty
just
awful.
pretty gross. So obviously I threw away all my Balenciaga stuff. Um, I had to do it. So
I
if you
know.
don't see me with it, that's why.
That's why.
I just
Get
had
it.
to toss it. I didn't donate. I just tossed it into a
You
trash can.
tossed it.
Well, it's
I do have
you're
a
made of money. It doesn't matter
Balenciaga
what
bag.
happens with money.
I don't even like it that much.
That was the other thing. Like, I love that Balenciaga bag that everybody has, like the mini one,
Yeah,
and Jackie has one, and I think
I
she was.
have one.
Do you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I have one.
she has like a black one with gold hardware, which is like exactly what I want. And she had
Yeah.
said, like, I think a year ago that she was like going to get rid of it. I doubt she'd get rid of it now. Well, maybe now. But I was like, I'm going to buy that off of you. I was like, I want that little bag. It's so cute. And it's like a perfect everyday bag, a mom bag, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
We hate
By the way,
Balenciaga.
you know what I'm watching? I don't know if you've watched it. The Copo sisters.
I was just listening to an interview with her on Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast. She's
I
kind
like
of boring, no?
She's boring, but there's three sisters,
Yeah.
and they're all, I like to see pretty people.
She's like sculpted by God. It's
Yeah,
insane.
but her sisters are very pretty too. They're different, but they're also
Yeah.
very pretty, and it's just funny. They're dynamic. They have kind of like a wholesome family. I like her parents a lot, and it's
Yeah.
cute.
They're from Rhode Island, which I'm like,
Yeah,
cute.
exactly.
Do I
And
move to
she's
Rhode
like in
Island?
love. If she's in love with some, like,
49er.
he's actually a North Carolina Panther, and so they're, their
Well, no,
whole.
he's a 49er. He also went to Stanford.
Oh, right, exactly. And they're like all, and then the sister's also with a guy that's with the New York Jets, and
And then the other
Then
one has like kids that are
she
so
has kids,
cute.
but she's getting divorced because her husband is cheating on her because she offered him a one a year.
One a
She
year?
offered him a one a year, like he can have sex with anybody, a random person once a year. And of course, it turned into a problem because he started
Oh
having
my
affairs. And
God.
now he says that she can't take it back. And that's the end of their marriage.
One
I
a
mean,
year.
I know.
What a
How little
dumb.
self-esteem must you have to offer
You
somebody
know
a
what?
one a
It's
year?
not that. I think it's probably just like wishful thinking, thinking like
No, and
we're
also she's
evolved and
young.
we're whatever,
Yeah,
you
but she's
know?
24 and he was 40. She
Oh
was
my
24 and he was
God.
40 when they got married, you know? So I
Fucking
think that
Pete
that's what
and Kim
happened.
Kardashian.
Hmm.
That's why I know work, guys. I
But yeah,
know
I
that's
think you
not
would
fair
like
to
it.
say.
I mean, it's
I'm gonna
stupid
watch
and
it.
boring,
Listen, I'm
whatever,
gonna
but
watch it. I watch all the stupid shit anyways.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
um the other thing I wanted to talk about was, did you see that Kathy Hilton like did some interview and said that Paris and Carter were struggling to conceive? Like just like to the world was like, yeah, they're having trouble having a baby. And like Paris Hilton responded being like, I don't know where the hell she got that from, but that's not true. We're waiting to have a kid. But I was like,
I
what
don't
in the
believe she's
world?
waiting if she's 40, but
But I'm like, what?
no, that's
Just the nerve
outrageous.
of like can you imagine your mom going out to the press and being like, yeah, they're having
But
issues?
but this is the same mother that said, this is my wedding too.
Yeah, that's true.
You really don't appreciate me. You should think about how little I do any shit like
I
that.
mean, how did this become about you?
Well, because I'm just saying, like, you probably think I would have done stuff like that, and I
That's
didn't.
true. You
Yeah.
had potential to do that
Yeah, but I didn't
and
do
you
any of
didn't
that
do it.
to either one of you. I haven't been an obnoxious, overbearing grandmother telling you what to do or
No, you have not.
criticizing your mothering style.
No, you have not.
So,
And I appreciate that.
but yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Um, I sent this also. Did you watch the finale of Kardashians season 2?
Yes, I watched it. I watched it.
I was so devastated when it was over. Also,
I
you know
know.
what's funny? When I'm watching, I watch everything on my phone now because I'm either doing it when I'm putting Lola to bed or I'll go into my bed and watch it on my phone so I can just fall asleep right after. When I'm watching Kardashians, I'll like have it here and then like I'll slowly realize that it's like getting this close to my face and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like
Because you want to see everything, every detail.
I'm
Um,
literally like,
it was great. I'm just starting to like Chris more and more. Not enough to invite her to my dinner.
oh,
Not
you
yet.
see, I would invite Chris to my
Yeah,
dinner.
I mean, I don't know, maybe. Um, but I like her. I like her so much. I find her,
Me too.
yeah, I
Also,
find her
that
to be.
look that where she went to have caviar with Cece,
She
the
looked
her
amazing. Those earrings,
unbelievable. Her makeup, I was like,
her makeup
I
was
am doing a
flawless.
smoky eye tomorrow
I mean, I
because
want to find who did her facelift
oh
because she
yeah,
looked
that's
so
true.
natural.
She looks amazing. Her skin is flawless. It's insane.
Oh my God, her earrings were gorgeous. Her
I,
whole look was great.
um, I did see a BuzzFeed article. I don't read BuzzFeed. I think it was on my
You
Instagram,
read
but
BuzzFeed.
I do not. Gothi reads like listicle BuzzFeed articles still, and I'm like, you need to stop. This is not 2014. You need to stop. But BuzzFeed posted how people are apparently like turning off the Kardashians and not watching anymore because they find it Kim and Chloe's weight loss obsession like really disturbing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're in this like, I mean, we talked about this last time too, of just like the semaglutide thing, people injecting themselves with this like diabetes medication that suppresses your hunger, and all the celebs are doing it, notably Kim and Chloe,
No, and that it
and they're
affects your
so
blood
tiny.
sugar.
And it's really not only like, listen, do whatever you want. It's your life.
And it's your
If
body,
you
right?
want to be heroin chic, be heroin chic, but don't talk about obsessively, wow, you're so skinny. You look so good. Oh my God, you look like you've lost your waist has never been tinier. You look amazing. It's like that's where it becomes like they're saying, like
Problematic. Yeah.
disturbing and like
Yeah.
not good. And you have a platform and you need to be aware of it. If your whole thing, the way that the Kardashians came up was about big butts, curvy this, curvy whatever, that's why they became famous. And to like now go
Well,
against that,
Kylie doesn't do that.
no. And I'm really into Kylie more and more these days. I mean,
I
I've
like
always liked
Kylie too.
Kylie, but like,
And
uh,
Kendall is just the way she is naturally.
Yeah, that's not her doing anything.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just made me sad.
But yeah, I actually
I'll never
enjoy. I
stop
know people
watching.
say that the show was. You're gonna stop watching?
No, I'm what?
Yeah,
I'm never
no,
gonna stop
me neither.
watching.
I like it. I can't believe I started watching it, but I like it. I mean, I watch. Listen, when I'm not watching that, I'm watching like CSI. You know, I'm obsessed with true crime, so I watch everything having to do
That
with
has
that, and
got
then of
me.
course Yellowstone and Tulsa King,
Oh
which is
yeah.
my new favorite show because I love Sylvester Stallone, and the rest of the time I just
And then the
whatever.
Copel sister.
And
Copel.
the couples yesterday I
Copa.
came across this, and I'm like, how did the girl? We haven't talked about this.
I'm gonna watch.
They're cute. You'll like the parents too. They're a cute family. They have 5
Um,
children.
5 children is a lot.
It's a lot.
Okay, you want to do quiz?
I'll do a quiz. I think it's been so long that I might have written something down, but you go first.
You might have written something down and
Yeah,
I may
like if
have
I thought,
learned
let
it.
me ask Beva something, but probably didn't.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh no, I
These
don't have
fucking
it.
dogs. Thank you.
Thank you. Have fun.
You too. Okay, I have one. Ready?
Mhm.
What is the green line test? Hold on. These fucking dogs.
Are those the
I
dogs?
hate my apartment. I may have said that too loud. Okay. What is
Yeah, they're gonna know.
I don't they're gonna know. Okay, what is the green line test?
I don't know. The green line test.
Never heard of it?
No, is it a drug test? Is it a sobriety test? Is
No.
it no?
So there's this thing that happened on TikTok. This was kind of a while ago at this point, but I just remembered it. This guy like came up with this theory called the green line test, and he basically said that you can tell in a relationship who's like more in it than the
Oh.
other person based on a photo and the green line test. So if you and Ken, your boyfriend, are like in a photo and you're like leaning more this way and he's kind of like straight up, I pulled up a reference. Michelle and Obama. Obama is
It's more
leaning
into
more
her.
this way, and Michelle is straight up. Obama's more into her.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
then you
we
can
knew
see
that.
this. Jeff Bezos and his is that his ex-wife? Yeah, right.
Mackenzie, yeah.
She's leaning more that way, and Jeff
He's
is more
straight. He wasn't
straight.
into her anymore.
Look at this. Tell me that's not accurate. Will Smith that way, Jada straight up.
Straight up and down. Okay.
I'm telling
don't pull up
you.
anything of mine.
Yeah, I should have done one with you.
Do not pull up
It's
everything of mine.
pretty like everybody was just like saying this was such bullshit, but like if you see like some if you look at it with celebrities, some celebrities are not leaning and they're both like perfectly straight, but they're like together, and it's like, oh yeah, that's like a solid foundation. They each have their own shit, but they love each other. So that's a green light
Okay,
test.
let me think of my question. Which one I'm going to ask you? Wait. By the way, did you hear that Kanye has announced his run of his? He's going to run for president again.
He's not going to get the
Yeah.
nomination. Same
I
way
thought we
with
thought we were not
Trump.
going to talk about him anymore. So
Yeah, we're not doing that.
okay, let me see. Have I ever asked you about this? When they say he's like canary, it's like a canary in a coal mine. You heard that saying?
No, I mean yes, but no.
But you don't know what it means.
Just give me like in a sentence context. Give me some context. A canary in a coal mine. Like a canary is a beautiful bird, right? And then a coal mine is dirty.
Right.
So
it's like you being in a coal mine.
It's like,
or you being in a, I don't know, whatever, in a garbage dump or something.
give me like a sentence.
She was no, because it would tell you what it is. You know,
Kind of like
it was like a canary in a coal mine. Yeah,
you're out of
right.
place.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
I want to ask you another one.
So ask me
because I remember the one I wanted to ask you. What's a Molotov cocktail and how do you make one?
A Molotov cocktail?
Yeah. Just what is it?
A Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
A
What do you think?
mocktail?
What do you think's in it? You think a Molotov
Molotov.
cocktail is a mocktail?
No. Molotov. Like I want to say like, is there olive juice in there? Because like there's olive in the Molotov. No.
Uh-huh. No, just keep guessing, please. Molotov cocktail.
Molotov.
I promise you that 99.9% of all our listeners, which is probably maybe 99,
Know what that
know what
is?
this is. 100%.
Molotov cocktail.
Okay,
It's
I'll give you
all.
what is it?
No. Give me whatever.
Give you it's not something you drink.
Oh. Oh. I don't know. I obviously
So
don't
a
know.
Molotov cocktail is you get a bottle with gasoline and you put a thing in it and you light it and you throw it, and it's an instrument of
Violence.
violence and war and whatever. And Molotov cocktails were very popular in all the Vietnam and all this stuff. And so it's really funny that you think Molotov cocktail is
Oh,
a
it's so
cocktail with
funny.
olive juice in it.
Well, I would have loved
This is
a
up there.
Molotov cocktail for that guy at Starbucks.
Okay, perfect. Well,
I would have
this
really.
is up there with Watergate. Is John Liam there?
He's in the bedroom.
Please tell him if
Lola.
he knows what a Molotov cocktail is.
Hey, John Liam. John Liam. I know you hear me.
Stop ignoring us. What is that?
He's literally ignoring me.
I know.
Like as if he doesn't hear me.
Right.
John Liam.
I would get up and go to the door.
What is a Molotov cocktail? He doesn't. He says he doesn't care, but it means he doesn't know.
No, he does know.
No, he doesn't know.
If he's watched a war movie, if anybody's ever watched freaking anything.
Yeah, but if you're watching a war movie, they're not saying, I'm going to throw this Molotov cocktail. They're just throwing the Molotov cocktail. You know what I mean? I'm throwing a grenade. I'm shooting you with bullets. Like, that's not what they're doing.
Okay, Beba. Most people know what a Molotov cocktail is.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We'll
if you
see
have heard
that.
of a Molotov cocktail, let us know in the comments. But I assure you that this is just another thing, the same way where you're like, I assure you all of our listeners know how to change a tire. Nobody knows how to change a tire. No one knows how to change a tire.
I'm not saying that they do it themselves, but they know what it entails, and it entails a jack, and it entails a thing, and whatever.
I think you have a lot more hope in people, and they're not that bright.
They're just gonna let me down.
They're not that bright.
I'm pretty sure people know what a Molotov cocktail is.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Thank you guys for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues a Pod. Follow me at Beba_Rod.
Follow me at Anna Cooks, ANAQOOKS.
Rate, follow us.
Rate, subscribe, rate, and review, and
watch us on YouTube so you can see my shirt.
On YouTube, yeah.
Yo hago lo que me da la gana.
That's it.
And don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it.
I love you.
Love you. Let us know. You're going to be very embarrassed by next week.
Oh, I think you're going to be more embarrassed. Okay, bye.
Love you. Bye.